So this is hopefully the last day, and I've got the shade garden going in. I'm going to use the Serene Woodland pre-planned garden as kind of like a guide on where things should go. But the side of the house is a lot shorter and a lot narrower and a lot not longer than this garden. So I'm just going to use it as a guide. And I laid out the plants from tallest to shortest. So I had an idea of all of the sizes of the plants. So let's get started. All right, so I got all the woodland bulbs planted. I was going to do crimson clover along this narrow growing space, but crimson clover is an annual, and I'm not going to, rototill all of that back up again. So I decided to go with this. This is a mini white clover, and I'm going to sprinkle it over the top to kind of use it as a living mulch instead of actual mulch. And so I think that will look really good. Then I'm done for the day. Then the next step is to clean up the public area and plant new seeds, grass seeds down on that. So this is the end of day. I don't even know what day. I'll have to calculate it out. But I got all the woodland plants planted. They were probably 99% bulbs, so we won't see them until the spring, and maybe not even the spring because it can take time for some bulbs to just pop up. But I've got, let's see, I've got a lot of fun woodland plants like old man's breeches and jack in the pulpits, toad lilies, checkered fritilla's, irises, all sorts of just fun woodland plants. Tried to plant them in between, mostly in between the trees along this public walkway, so that if people are walking their dogs or just taking a walk or walking by, they can see all the fun plants that pop up throughout the year. And I also planted down the miniature white clover, and I found a sustainable peat alternative called, I think it's called BioPeat. It was delivered really, really wet, so it was hard to kind of get it spread out evenly across the ground. So I'm going to let it, I ordered 8 bags and I only used 4, and I don't want to suffocate the white clover, so I'm going to see how it does with the 4 bags, and if I need to add more as the year goes on or in spring, then I'll add more. I want to do some fairy garden things amongst the flowers, but I want to wait until the flowers start popping up, the plants start popping up before I start planning where little fairy gardens and toad houses and frog hotels and things like that are. So yeah, it's coming along. I would continue on and do the public side, replant grass on the public side, but I have homework to do, so I have to get in the shower and take a little break. I'm pretty tired, and then I'll do that next week. But I think it's looking pretty good. I hope everything grows. The bulbs were looking pretty healthy. There was like one jack in the pulpit that looked like it might have been shriveled up, but that could just have been not the seed. It could have been something else. So these are these plants. Some of them, once I planted them, these are the perennial plants that I planted. They look worse for wear once you plant them in the ground, but what's more important is their roots. And I'm not concerned about their root balls. Perennial root balls are pretty hardy, so they should pop up when spring comes. No luck on any sprouts yet, but it's been really dry, and I've I try to come home and water this once a day. I'm going to relay the sprinkler hose that we have, but I'm going to do that when the bio peat dries out a little bit because I don't want to drown the white clover. So that's basically done for the remodel. In the spring, I'll do the butterfly garden, but that's not going to be super major because that's along the front of the house. We don't have a lot of room. So I'll show you guys what it'll look like with the finished product when I get around to reseeding the grass. Talk to you guys later.